Alright guys, today I am going to share with you my 3 favorite mods that I've done to the truck just to make it nicer to tow the fifth wheel. So we're going to start off with number 1 like everyone should, or should I start with number 3 and then count down? Number 3 is going to be the RDS 60-gallon toolbox slash auxiliary fuel tank. So this is pretty nice. It says it is for 60 gallons, clearly right there. I don't know if you can see it, but 60 gallon, and I can never get more than 40 in it. But 40 is still enough. You can put 40 gallons of fuel in here, and then you get a 35-gallon tank. That's pretty much all I ever want to drive in a day anyway, but the big benefit is you can get to your campsite that's 8 hours away, unhook, go, and then when you're running about, you know, seeing all the stuff you want to see, you can just pull into any gas station. So it just makes it really convenient not to have to pull into a station with a camper on the back. So my truck is super dirty, but anyway, I'm using the RDS's kit for it's just a gravity feed system. There's no pump involved, so this valve will turn on and off, and then it's just this little, what is that, a 3/8 line, 5/16 line, and it just goes through the bed of the truck. Underneath, I don't really have the lights on bright, but underneath here I actually have a ball valve that's electronically controlled, and it flows into, you probably can't even see that, I don't know, it flows into the filler neck, and it has also a check ball in there so it can't overfill and then come out the gas cap. So that's a pretty good system. The reason why there is the secondary device that I put in the system of being the electric ball valve is just the truck does something weird whenever it senses that it's not running out of fuel. It will think that the fuel gauge is faulty, and then the gauge just goes to 0 and it's a pain. But anyway, this right here is my button that controls that ball valve. So the way I do it is I'll be driving down the road, and once I get down you know, a quarter of a tank, I'll open up the auxiliary tank, let it refill it, and I'll kind of just cycle it like that, back and forth through a quarter tank, just so it doesn't air out. That's number 3 on the list, is RDS auxiliary fuel tank. Alright guys, number 2 on the list is actually a combination of 2 things. So it's going to be the B&W flip over gooseneck ball combined with the Anderson Ultimate fifth wheel hitch. So I'll just show you real quick. On the trailer here is your connection that mounts over your kingpin, and you just got this totally greaseless setup. And then you have a cable here that I've just mounted right here, push, twist to lock it in place. What that does is this piece here will sit over a ball, and this pin comes in underneath the ball to lock it in. So it works really great. Laying down here is the hitch, and it's pretty awesome. It's aluminum. It weighs, I don't know, between 35 and 40 pounds. So you can see it can hold 4,500 pounds of tongue weight. This thing's just awesome because I can store it right in here, and I have a normal truck bed, and I'm going to show you real time how quickly I can go from normal truck bed to ready to tow with the Anderson system. So just real quick, what I did on my bed, I had the plastic liner in it, but the Anderson hitch won't work with the plastic liner because it will just like crush it when it pulls down, and then like you'll think you have it tight, and then it, you know, this will deform a little bit more and loosen up. So you can't have plastic. So I cut out a square of plastic and put this rubber bed underneath. It used to look a lot nicer before we had some guy slide a pallet in there and it just caught and ripped. But the cool thing about this system, where I have rubber and plastic, it makes it easy to slide something heavy in there, and then the rubber actually holds something like it if you don't want it to move. So It's kind of a dual purpose thing, but I'll show you real time what it takes to get this hitch installed. It's pretty awesome. First step is I reach under here, grab this lever, pull it out, twist it forward, it locks into place. Climb up into here, flip up my little thing, pull out the ball, you flip him over, you set him down. Come back over here and you got to lock that ball back in place in the upward position. So that's all there is to that. So now you're ready to set the Anderson hitch in. Just stop the timer for 1 second while I set up the camera, if you're timing it. Normally I wouldn't have to set up a camera. Okay, go. Alright guys, now to install the Anderson Ultimate Fifth Wheel Hitch. He's only 40 pounds or so it's really easy to pick up and sling in there. You're not going to need any of your buddies to help you out is what I'm getting at. So, he's got this little pin here, pull that. Okay, got that. Pick this guy up, set him down, push him into place. Now this pin slides in here and it locks underneath the ball, so that's what's keeping it from coming off the deck. So we got that in there. Okay, then you're gonna want to adjust this on top, torque him down to 55 foot-pounds. So we'll just pretend that's 55. When I say click, then you torque these to 45. Got that, click. That just keeps that shaft locked in place so it doesn't have any play in it. So basically we're done and we're ready to hook up. Now the other thing we're going to want to do is, after we get the trailer hooked up, is just to make sure to go ahead and torque this back down to 55, just to make sure when you settle the weight of the trailer on this hitch that you didn't loosen anything up and that this was really torqued down to how it should be. So trailer hooks up, one more click, and then you're good to go. So 15/16 is what you use on that guy. But that's it, you're ready to go after you got that. Alright guys, we're down to the #1 favorite tow mod that I've done to my vehicle for towing, the fifth wheel camper. It's this digital wireless rear view system. As you can see, it goes on a Chevy truck that's hauling horses. Here's what the camera looks like. It's got night vision. It's a really good signal. It can do up to 4 cameras, so that's kind of why I picked this one. I didn't know if I would want to add maybe a blind spot camera on the side or anything else to help out, but actually now that I've used it, being able to see out the back solved 90% of my issues of backing in a trailer and not knowing what was there. So will I ever add one in the future? Maybe, but it's definitely low priority. Anyway, super easy to install. I won't bore you with the details too much, other than the fact that the easiest way to do it is to install it straight to your marker light circuit. So basically all you have to do is turn on your parking lights and you get power. This really keeps you from having to run a separate power wire for that thing, and it makes, you know, what would be a few hour install, I mean, it won't take you more than 30 minutes by the time you get your ladder out and whatnot. It does come with a few different mounting options. It has both a window suction thing, and I found that this wasn't very nice because it vibrated a lot. And it has a dash thing. I wasn't messing with that. It comes with both a plug-in 12-volt system or a different wire that lets you hardwire it in, and that's what I did. So I'll show you how I have this thing set up. Alright guys, so this is the power wire that they supplied. So it just has a red and black coming out of it that you can hook into a 12 volts inside your car. I was able to like go up in here, and I think I went off I think it was the sunroof circuit that's up in this console here. So that's what powers this, so it's ignition switched. And then on this guy, I just put 2 elastic straps on the back of it, hand sewed them, super crafty hobby deal, and there's some electrical tape here. There's a metal bracket for the connector, and I just didn't want that to scratch my mirror, so I just threw some electrical tape on there to just make it soft. So anyway, it's as simple as just doing this. You strap it on your mirror and it stays there, and the mirror is so much better mounted. It's so nice that this thing doesn't shake. Oh, of course I would have to plug in the power, so it's that simple, and we're ready to go. You just turn on your parking lights or headlights, you know, get those marker lights on the camper, and this will be able to see the image from that camera. It's a great image, like HD quality. You can look up all the specs on it, but it looks great. It's hardly had any problems. Only once in a while you'll get a little bit of static on it, but it's definitely not annoying. And the best thing about this install location, it's where you would naturally look for that information of what's behind you, and you can't. I mean, basically your rear view camera or your rear view mirror is worthless anyway, so this gets it up out of the way. You don't have an extra monitor down here or mounted on your dash, so that's where it should be. So that's my system, and it works great. Boom. So there you have it. Those are my 3 favorite towing mods. The links are in the description if you want to get them for yourself. But yeah, that's what we're doing, and they all work out great. I'm not making money off this. I'm just sharing what products that I like. So there you go.